listeners, let's talk about when Ishmael sabotages your Isaac. Oftentimes, we have a thought in our minds where we think that our breakthrough should come through easily or quickly or in a package that we predetermine it should look like. And so when Ishmael comes before Isaac, it can sabotage your ability to see your Isaac, to see your promise manifest. And so I am challenging you today. There's something that you've done once and said, I will never do it again. There's something that, and I'm not talking about sin, I'm talking about opportunities to craft your winning life. I'm talking about what does it take for you to live a life on fire that you can fall in love with every day. And one of the things is it's going to take some grit, it's going to take some tenacity, and it's going to take some resilience. That is the threefold cord of goal achievement. And when you think about that, that means that you're going to have to try something a second time, a third time before you actually get the promise. So when Ishmael comes and you think that's the promise, and in our actuality, it is an enemy, it is a tool of the enemy to discourage you and to attempt to hinder you and destroy you. But remember, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So when Ishmael comes and you think it's the promise, but it's not, and you get discouraged, you get resentful, you get bitter, you get angry sometimes, you get disappointed, then you'll say, I'm never doing that again. But that may be the plan of the enemy, is so that you don't try it one more time. So then you'll miss your Isaac forever. I'm telling you, beloved, there is something that God has called you to do that you tried and you failed. But I'm going to need you to fail forward. I'm going to need you to get back up and try it again. I'm going to need you to not look at if you dated someone outside your race and it went south. I'm going to need you not to say, well, I dated outside my race and that went south, I'm never going to do it again. Or I dated a female that XYZ and this went south, so I'm never going to date a female like that again. Well, don't say that. Say, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to learn from this. But don't totally discount it. So let me give you a more practical example. Let's say you've done, I hear this a lot when I'm working with people to help them create passive streams of income. They'll say stuff like, you know, I did property, I got some investment properties and it went south and I lost my shirt and I got a bad tenant and it was a nightmare and I'm getting calls in the middle of the night. Well, you did it wrong. First off, if you're going to do investment, get you a property manager. Stop being greedy. Share the wealth. Get you a good property manager that can manage all those things. But just because you had one bad experience in it doesn't mean that it's not for you. It means that you need to learn from what you did and do it differently next time. But if you throw the baby out with the bathwater, then you no longer have the baby. I'm telling someone to get back up. I'm telling someone to utilize the threefold cord of goal achievement, grit, tenacity, and resilience, so that you can craft the life that you want. We are beyond the age of believing the facade of society. At the end of the day, many of us are in the middle of our lives and we want to craft the next half of our lives much better than we craft the first half of our lives. And that means that you cannot get fixated on the Isaac that disappointed you and discouraged you. You're going to have to learn from your mistakes so that you can do it better the second time around and actually experience your promise, experience your Isaac. We do this often when we're dating people as well. We'll be dating somebody and they'll have characteristics of somebody else we dated, and then we'll say, okay, I don't want to have nothing to do with that person anymore, that type of person anymore. But you never know, your husband, your wife could have a lot of similarities to your ex, but have different character than your ex. Okay? So just because it looks similar don't mean that it is similar. Just because Ishmael broke your heart doesn't mean Isaac is never coming. What I'm telling you, beloved, is get up and try again. I'm going to leave you with this. WD-40 is WD-40 because he tried 39 times and failed. But Thank goodness he got up and did it one more time, and it's WD-40. Nothing competes with WD-40. The patents that they have on WD-40 means that his kids are going to operate in that wealth, because he got back up, he did it again, but he did it different. So you learn from your pain, you learn from your discouragements, you learn from your disappointments, you learn from your failures, because failure is not final, and it's only fatal if you give up. So this is Coach BU, encouraging you to be authentically, unapologetically who you were created to be before life happened to you. This is Coach BU signing off, wishing you peace and love. Bye.